She hurled insults and accusations at him, trying to break his spirit and force him to stay. But Ufot remained steadfast, his determination unshaken. He gathered his belongings and walked out the door, leaving Uduak behind in a cloud of anger and resentment. As he stepped out into the cool night air, Ufot felt a weight lift off his shoulders. He was free. Free from Uduak's toxic influence. Free to forge his own path in life. But little did he know that the battle was far from over. For Uduak would stop at nothing to get her revenge, to ensure that Ufot paid dearly for daring to stand against her. And as Ufot walked away from his old life, he knew that the road ahead would be difficult. But he also knew that he was strong enough to face whatever challenges lay in his path. For he was Ufot and he would not be defeated. As Ufot started his new life without Uduak, he found himself facing a lot of mixed emotions. Relief for finally breaking free from her hold. Anger for allowing himself to be deceived for so long. And sadness for the love he had lost. But in the middle of the mix of his emotions, Ufot also felt a ray of hope. Hope for a brighter future that is not contaminated by Uduak's deceit and manipulation. With every passing day, Ufot began to rebuild his life bit by bit. He surrounded himself with friends and family who supported him, who lifted him up when he felt like drowning in hopelessness. As time went by, Ufot began to heal. The wounds left by Uduak's betrayal slowly began to fade away, replaced by reminders of the strength he had found within himself. But while Ufot was busy picking up the pieces of his shattered life, Uduak was planning her revenge. She couldn't bear the thought of Ufot moving on without her, of finding happiness without her by his side. And so, in the darkness of night, Uduak set her plan into motion. She spread lies and rumors about Ufot, painting him as the cause of their broken down marriage. She disrupted his relationships and undermined his efforts to rebuild his life, all in an attempt to drag him back down into the darkness with her. But Ufot refused to let Uduak's actions define him. He stood tall in the face of challenges, refusing to let her break him once again. And as time went on, Ufot emerged from the ashes of his old life, stronger and more resilient than ever before. For he had learned the most valuable lesson of all, that true love does not seek to control or manipulate, but rather true love uplifts and empowers. And as he looked towards the future with hope in his heart, Ufot knew that he would never again fall victim to the deceitful charms of another wrong marriage. With each passing day, Ufot embraced his newfound freedom more and more. He threw himself into his work, pouring his energy into his passions and pursuits. But in the middle of the hustle and bustle of his busy life, Ufot never forgot the lessons he had learned from his painful marriage to Uduak. He made up his mind to never again ignore the warning signs of a toxic relationship, to never again allow himself to be blinded by desperation and longing. And as he focused on building a life for himself, Ufot discovered a sense of purpose he had never known before. He found joy in the simple pleasures of life, in the laughter of friends, in the warmth of the sun on his skin, and in the quiet moments of being alone. But just as Ufot began to settle into his new life, he received an unexpected visitor, Uduak. At first, Ufot was careful of her presence. He was unsure of what she could possibly want from him after all they've been through together. But as Uduak stood before him, her eyes filled with regret and remorse, Ufot felt a twinge of compassion stir within him. Uduak fell to her knees and begged for Ufot's forgiveness, pleading for a second chance to make things right again. She confessed to her wrongdoing, admitting that she had let her own insecurities and fears drive her to hurt the person that she loved. And as Ufot listened to Uduak's words, he felt a sense of understanding run all over him. He realized that holding on to anger and resentment would only hold him back from moving forward in his life. And therefore, with a heart full of forgiveness, Ufot gave Uduak a second chance. He knew that it wouldn't be easy, that rebuilding trust would take time and effort. But he also believed that everyone deserved a second chance, especially when they showed genuine remorse for their actions. And as Uduak hugged Ufot tightly, tears streaming down her cheeks, Ufot knew that this was just the beginning of their journey towards healing and reconciliation. For sometimes, out of the darkest moments come the brightest rays of hope. And as Ufot and Uduak started a new journey, they knew that together they could overcome any obstacle that stood in their way. If you enjoyed this story, please do well to subscribe and turn on the notification bell icon so that you can get notified when I post another one of these awesome stories. And don't forget to share with your friends and loved ones. I appreciate your company here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.